BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the People's Channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto. My name is Ben. We come to you live every single day at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today is Thursday, August the 18th. And where is the price of Bitcoin going? I don't know. Let me consult my third eye, and we will be able to determine where the price is going. Thanks, BJ. All right, guys. Well, we got a lot of stuff going on in crypto today. We're going to be talking about inflation around the world. Obviously, it's going up. The DXY, man, I tell you what, the DXY is looking quite dangerous right now if you are a fan of the Bitcoin. Because we know there is an inverse relationship between the DXY, the strength of the dollar around the world, and obviously the price of Bitcoin. As the dollar gets stronger, Bitcoin gets weaker. Now, I've yet to figure out if there's a way possible to actually kind of front run that. I don't know if you maybe the 15-minute on the DXY or something like that. If you can front run Bitcoin dropping versus it, that would be maybe an interesting strategy. We're gonna be looking at that. And guys, there's a big fight going on in crypto right now. A big fight, and believe it or not, I am not involved in it. It's really insane. But I'm caught right in the middle of it though. Obviously, we got our XRP army, we got our ETH gang going head to head. We got Vitalik and David Schwartz. I don't know. Are we gonna see them fight? Are we gonna see a cage match? Let me say this. I don't know if David Schwartz can fight. He's a decent sized guy. I mean, he gets those bear paws on you. You're probably going to feel it, okay? But the question is, who could Vitalik beat in a fight in crypto? What do you think, Frank? Who could Vitalik beat in a fight? Maybe Graham Stephan? I mean, he's not really in crypto, though. You know, he's more a financial guy.
I think that Graham Stephan is a very good opponent.
Vitalik, but I mean, I think Vitalik's got him on height by a good bit. I think so. He's got a big reach. You know, you got to watch out for that reach. That's a tough one. Who I want to know in the chat. And can you pop the chats up, Frank? I can't see either of the chats.
Oh yeah, it's my fault.
If you guys would let me know, who do you think Vitalik could be in a fight? I'm trying to sit here and think. Who? Stephen Hawking? Isn't Stephen Hawking dead? If he's dead, definitely Vitalik could take him. Let's see here. Gary Gensler. No, Gary Gensler's actually, I think Gary Gensler, I mean, I think he can throw, man. I mean, all the flack he takes. Wendy? No, Wendy would crush Vitalik. I promise. I know Wendy. Wendy would destroy Vitalik. He would have a shot against her. He can beat Da Vinci J15. Da Vinci's a big guy. Miss Teen Crypto. Maybe. That might be a good match. I don't know. She's spicy. She's from New York, from Jersey. She might be able to take him. Somebody said me. Come on, guys. All right, let's go ahead and get rolling here. Okay. Don't forget to check out our other channels we have here on BitBoy Crypto, or part of Eth Nodes, of course. We have our Spanish channel. We're up almost 300 subscribers there. 5.2 thousand on BitBoy Bits is our short content. Let's see. I'm looking. Yellen. Yeah, Yellen maybe. I don't know. Maybe Yellen. Brandon. I don't know about that. Ran. I don't know. Vitalik versus Ran. I bet your Rand can get scrappy. Definitely not Crypto Crow. There's not a chance. And not Crypto Stash. Let me tell you, Crypto Stash, I wouldn't want to fight Crypto Stash. I'll tell you that. He actually, you know, he played defensive line in college football. So he is a little bit, he's probably a lot more to handle than you think he is. And he's pretty big too. So, all right, we got Frankie Candle, 24.2K. Frankie, I saw you made the marquee out front.
Super, super, super cool. Yeah. I saw that yesterday. I was like taking pictures of it. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You made it, Frank. Frank made it, guys. Frank's made it. Congratulations, Frank. Hidden Network, 112K. We got Meta Money over 52K and NFT Alpha at 20.1. We've been in talks about doing some more shows. We got some more shows lined up. We are looking at Crypto Stash, the Circus Strongman. He would make a great Circus Strongman. That's true, actually. Guys, don't forget, make sure, number one, before we get into Market Watch, we got Gareth Soloway coming on today as well. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Number one thing you can do to help the community, to help crypto. If you're watching on mobile, make sure to exit out of the live chat, hit the like button, come back into the live chat. If you're watching on smart TV, bottom left-hand corner of the screen, more actions, more options. Hit react, and then like this video. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on the market watch here. And as we are doing market watch, you guys know we use Market Cipher as one of our key indicators for trades. And Frank, do you have that Market Cipher stuff over there? Do you know how to pop that stuff in the?
Yes, give me a sec to pull it up.
We have a new discount code for Market Cipher if you guys are interested, so we'll throw that up in the chat. Okay. Cryptos, 20,621, continuing to go up. Ever since people told you that this was going to literally go to 200 coins or less, once again, we've increased by 5%. These coins are not going anywhere. There will only be more. There will not be less. It takes a time for them to die out. And every time they die out, for every one that dies, 2 more pop up, you know. Crypto exchange is 511. That's actually up a little bit. Maybe some exchanges are starting to see some opportunities as many of them have been going the way of the dinosaur. Market cap, 1.12 trillion, almost exactly what it was yesterday. Hasn't really moved, but the volume, let's check out the volume. Yesterday, we were at 70 billion with the same market cap. Today, we're at 60 billion with the same market cap. Volume is not good. Look at this. Wow. Wow. Look at this. Bitcoin, 40% dominance. ETH, 20.3%. Man, we are so close to a 4-year cycle high for Ethereum. Let's check out what that is, guys. Let's see here. What was the high again? The high was right here. The high was 21.3%. We are 1% away from a cycle high, 4-year cycle high, which would actually be the high since, golly, you'd have to go back to, you would have to go back to, that might be almost, you got to go all the way back to summer of 2017. So you're talking 5 years potentially, over 5 years. We could get a cycle high or a new high. What's a modern high, if you will? What do they call that when it's not an all-time high? Local. Well, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, there would be a local high over the last 5 years. Thank you for that. So really crazy to see this chart. This is not what we expected to see. And I tell you, if you look at this Bitcoin dominance and you look at this chart and you really look at it from a technical perspective here, I mean, outside of one spike, it has been on a downtrend since it started. What does that say about the Bitcoin maxis? What does that say? Liberty and Trust here says ETH will never top BTC. Not true. It's coming. It's over 50% right now. Over 50% the market cap is going to continue going up. And definitely very interested to see where that is going to go. All right, let's check out the top coins here. Let's see what's going on with Bitcoin. Let's refresh, make sure we get the latest number here. About the same place it was yesterday. It hasn't really moved, 0.09%. $23,475 as of this moment as it just changed. Ethereum at 1872. And a lot of people have been asking me, you know, what is going to happen to Ethereum? What is going to happen to Ethereum as we move to a place where, you know, the merge is coming, people are excited, Bitcoin not having a lot of momentum. How do the next few months play out? Like, that's what everybody wants to know. We've been talking about a low. Guys, we are so close to the bottom of this bear market now, just from a time perspective. Just from a time perspective. When you think about the fact, Frank, do you remember when we made that video calling for the end of November as the bottom of the cycle? They've been back in February, maybe?
Yep.
I think it was back in February.
Yep.
We've been saying end of November for a long time. We got a lot of reasons to believe that. Now, look, is it the end of November? Is it the beginning of December? Is it January? Is it October? That's not really that important. The important thing is we're nailing a range here. And we are really looking for these moves over the next few months. We're almost there. It's going to be September before you know it. And I'm gone the first 2 weeks of September. I'm going to come back. Can you imagine? I'm not going to know what the price of Bitcoin is for 14 days.
That's going to be hard.
It's going to be extremely hard. It's going to be extremely hard. Very, very interested to see what's going to happen with that. And I'm going to slay the bear market, guys. As y'all know, I am going to slay the bear market. I'm going to come back. We're going to put the bear back here behind me. Yeah, we're going to slay the bear. That's right, for sure. Well, a male moose is called a bull. So we're going to slay a bear and a bull while we're gone. But the point here is I'm going to be gone for a while. I'm going to come back. By the time I get back from that trip, which has been planned for like a year and a half, by the time I get back, this bear market's almost over. Like, it is going to be really insane to think that we have sat in this for so long. And look, I want you guys to understand, when we're talking about bear market being over, does not mean prices bounce up immediately. We probably are going to see downward action. We'll get Gareth's opinion here in just a few minutes on it. We're going to probably see downward action where things are going to be pushed down dramatically, maybe between 10 and 14K, and then it's going to pop back up to about 20. So if I were y'all, I would really be looking for a great opportunity to be able to make some gains off of basically a capitulation wick that we believe will be coming at some point after the midterm elections. But we really got to start playing this out. What's going to happen after that? What's going to happen after the capitulation wick? Things are going to pop back up. But then what? Well, they're going to go sideways for all next year. That's probably what's going to happen. This is not the boring year in crypto. Prices have been pounded. People are losing money. But what happens when nothing happens for 6 months? Where do y'all go then? Do you still watch crypto videos every single day? The numbers say you won't. The numbers say you don't every 4 years. So just keep all this in mind. We're really close to the end of this thing. Price, we don't exactly know where the price is going, but we are going to be coming to a time, the most boring time, the doldrums of crypto are going to be coming upon us. Gives you a whole year to accumulate. You should be picking out some coins right now that you think are going to be some ones that are going to crush it in the next market, looking for good entries and things like that. All right, let's go ahead. Let's see. Leave chat up, pull the chat up just a little bit. Right there. This is a great comment because it's 100% accurate. Ben, you have been extremely accurate with your calls when you stick to your own research. Outside of Valentine's Day, you've only been wrong. You've really only been wrong when adopting others' theories. Keep it up. That's true. Towards the end of last year, the things people kill us for, we went with somebody else. When we do the research here and we look at 4-year cycles, we have been deadly accurate. But people only want to talk about the main two things that we were wrong about Bitcoin hitting 100K. They ignore the fact we nailed the time frame 2.5 years before, saying watch out between Halloween and Thanksgiving. We nailed it, but didn't hit 100K. Somebody gives us credit. Same thing with September. XRP, it didn't end. I don't know if it's ever going to end at this point, so we'll see what happens. But you live and you learn. That's why we only stick with our own theories here from now on. So now, of course, I will take. I do talk to people. I do have different sources for different things, but these are people I know in real life as opposed to this other person who was giving me information over messaging, basically. Didn't know him in real life. You guys may hear me talk about when I said Brad Garlinghouse turned down a settlement. That's from a real life person that I know, gave me that information. Politicians, stuff going behind the scenes. These are people that I really know and I talk to. So I'm good using some of that stuff, but we stick to our own theories here. The 4-year cycle has never steered us wrong. And that's why we're going to continue to preach that until one day it doesn't work anymore. All right, let's go ahead and bring Gareth on.
Let's do it.
Gareth, my guy, Gareth Soloway, what a legend. Me and Gareth are actually going to be getting together. We're going to be going to Dubai in October, hanging out at a conference out there. So excited. I've never met Gareth in person. I don't know if he's as good looking in person as he is here on camera. I know I certainly am. Gareth, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me, Ben. And I'm definitely using the most amazing filters right now, so that I look much better on TV.
Oh, that's with a filter. Oh, okay. So what we got going on? I mean, we know you and I have been pretty much aligned, almost all year for where we think Bitcoin is going. I think a lot of people have been surprised at that. It's a bear market, so it's definitely prone to go down. What are we kind of looking at right now? Or do you see kind of the end of this relief rally coming anytime soon?
Yeah, I do. I think we're very, very close to it. If I look at the charts here and we take a look, basically what you've been doing now is consolidating. And this is what we would call a bear flag or in spirit of bear flag consolidation. And you can see, the beauty of charts is amazing. You connect the highs, you connect the lows, and these lines are perfectly parallel. It shows you how powerful charts are, which are representations of the psychology of the human body, right? Or the human mind. So basically what we've seen is I've been calling for really since June a bounce back to about 25.5, which was the Terra Luna low. We just kissed it. We came within $200 3 days ago, right here. And now we're starting to back off. So I'm a little iffy if we're going to have one more push up and actually tag that level or not. But I do think that we're very near. I think by early September, we start to see some downside. I know you guys don't do a lot of stock market stuff, but I'd love to point this out.
Sure.
If you go to your S&P 500 chart, look at the rally in the S&P, and we know that crypto behaves very much like a risk-on, risk-off asset, right? So when the stock market sells, we see that crypto generally sells. Well, the stock market's had a monstrous bounce. Crypto's been left in the dust percentage-wise. And you can see, look at this connecting trend line here. that touches there, and then this one, and then look at the 200 moving average. The high right here just a few days ago when crypto made its high was the 200 moving average on the S&P 500. So the idea here is if the stock market is getting ready to top out, it's very possible that crypto could be in the same boat. So ultimately, I'm in alignment with you that we do see more downside. I think eventually this pattern is bearish. So eventually this tells us it should break to the downside. And I'm in the camp of 12 to 13,000. 12 to 13,000 gets us right back into this pivot area with lots of kind of choppy areas. That's going to be major support, and that's where I think it's headed.
Yeah, man, I couldn't really agree with you more on that. I think I've been looking at a lot of comparisons of, the 2008 crash to where we're at right now, in terms of obviously Bitcoin wasn't around, but in accordance to the stock market, and we're following the 2008 track almost exactly, and it shows one more gigantic dump. Now here's a question. We talk a lot about Bitcoin on this channel, obviously, because Bitcoin is, the elephant in the room at all times. But obviously, Ethereum has, is getting some legs of its own, and it's starting to run. Obviously, the merge is coming up next month. Now, where do you see Ethereum? Like Bitcoin, I think we definitely agree that we think there's going to be a lower low. Do you think all the talk from the merge could actually keep Ethereum from hitting a lower low, even though we're going to see other assets do that? Like, have you been checking out any charts? What do the technicals say about Ethereum?
Yeah, so the technicals unfortunately continue to point to that the merge is kind of the reason for the recent bounce.
Yeah.
And the way stocks and crypto and everything works is that people buy the rumor and a lot of times they'll sell the news, right? So if we look at the Ethereum chart here, you're in a very strict kind of wedge pattern. You can see we just touched this lower trend line. We're getting that little bit of a bounce. This kind of goes along with my thinking of maybe there's one more push up before that next dump, which could send us on Ethereum maybe to about 2,300, which would coincide with that merge. And if you look at that level, you have these lows and then the same thing right here, this downward area right in that mix. So again, I'm unsure. I think basically you have about 2 to 3 weeks left in crypto where it could get one more pop. But I'm looking at once you get into kind of mid-September or so, the next leg down occurs. And I do have Ethereum going at least down to this kind of 645 level. Major support. This would be what we would equivalent to kind of a retrace to the scene of the breakout. So here you were all chopping, and then this is really where the bull market took off.
Yeah.
And so there's a need for charts to oftentimes come back and revisit that previous level, which again is around 645. So for me, if we dump, that's where I start buying heavily, and then I'll just tuck it away as I think it could go a little bit lower and panic. But ultimately, that's your kind of bogey level for where you want to start accumulating.
Yeah. I this comment here. I love that retail YouTube is bearish now. Keep it up. We've been bearish since it was at 30,000. Like, this is what I don't understand about people. They love to talk about if the YouTubers are saying this. No, guys, we're smarter than you think we are. Like, we've been around this for a hot minute. When we start talking about stuff, it's not because randomness or we're trying to get clicks. Some people do it for clicks. But in a bear market, you're bearish. In a bull market, you're bullish. They call us moon boys when the prices are going up. They say that we hate crypto when the prices are going down. Guys, this ain't our first rodeo. It's not the first rodeo.
No.
Now, Gareth, I got to go ahead.
I was just going to say, and I think it's important to point out is that you want to be bullish in a bull market and you want to be bearish in a bear market, but it's the pivot points that mean everything, right? So again, and I know you know this, Ben, in fact, at the last Dubai summit that I was at last year, I literally went on a stage there in front of hundreds of people. And we were trading at like 65,000 at the time. And I said, hey guys, I think this is going to go to 20,000. And everyone was so bullish there. And there was like this pause and hush over the whole entire room. People were like, oh my God, why did they let this guy in the room, right? But the key is it's recognizing. So what you're doing, Ben, you're saying, all right, 10 to 14,000. That's the pivot point. That's fine because that's where you need to be ready to buy. And then you go bullish. And you know this too, is that at that point, everyone's going to be, doing what they do in their pants. They're going to be dirtying their pants. They're going to be too scared to buy. You're going to be stepping up. I'm going to be stepping up when there's fear out there, when there's blood in the streets, as they say. And that's when it matters, right? That's when you get maximum percentage upside, when you can buy when everyone else is freaking out.
I'm telling you guys, you have to understand, in this market, it's been kind of predictable. It's been predictable for so long. And just when you think it can't go one direction, that's when it tends to go the other direction. And time after time after time, you just keep hearing people say like, oh no, I think we bottomed. and they just keep getting proven wrong because this has been from the very beginning a 4-year cycle market. It continues to be that way. It's interesting to watch how things coincide with, the NASDAQ and things like that. I would say also that when it comes to Ethereum, just kind of touching on that subject again, I know you said 600. I actually don't think we're going to see 600. I would have agreed with you, but I do think the merge is going to protect it from hitting a new low. Now, can we certainly go back down and challenge a new low around $1,000? I think we can. I don't see it getting as low. And I think when you look at the dominance numbers, I think that kind of supports that, because in the past, Bitcoin dominance was going through the roof in bear markets. Now it's actually moving down. ETH dominance is moving up in a bear market. We've never seen that before. And I think that that's going to, it just shows that a lot of the interest, is moving over for, to Ethereum right now. And here's what I'm kind of hoping. What I'm kind of hoping is, I'll get your thoughts on this. Like you said, the ETH merge seems to be the reason for the whole entire bounce that we've seen. Do you foresee a time, maybe sooner rather than later, maybe over the next year, where Ethereum can actually separate from this market and we could actually have Bitcoin running its own track and then altcoins running their own tracks based on their utility and their use, not necessarily always dependent on Bitcoin?
Yeah. So I absolutely do. So I think with Bitcoin, you're going to see at some point there's going to be a shift where it no longer follows the stock market. So there'll be a point where the Fed comes out and says, "Oh my goodness, unemployment has spiked from 4% to 12%. We have to go back to printing. Inflation will never get back to 2% in a very long time.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very scary for stocks, the market, to kind of be in this scenario where you have been printing, but at the same time, the economy staying very, very weak. So I think you have a separation there. And then I think the same thing with the altcoins like Ethereum. At some point, especially depending on what the SEC does, I think Ethereum's value is going to be based on how much they're growing as a network. And I think that is going to be what's going to take it off and kind of decouple it from the Bitcoin move as well. So I agree 100% that I think that is going to happen. The question is it 6 months? Is it a year? When does it happen?
Yeah. Well, I think we've definitely got to see, what happens with Bitcoin and how it affects it. We've got to see Bitcoin drop for us to really get a good gauge on what ETH is going to do against it at this point. And I definitely believe that once Ethereum does pass Bitcoin in market cap, which I believe is inevitable, that will be the moment for sure that we can see ETH do its own thing. And then it will also give confidence to, other major altcoin holders like, oh, our coin can move not necessarily based on what Bitcoin's doing, but it's kind of like there's always going to be a trend, right? Like there's always going to be a trend. When you look at the stock market, you have certain stocks that outperform in a bear market time. You have certain stocks that don't perform great during, really bullish times. But overall, you could say the sentiment is bullish or bearish of the stock market. We'll see the same thing in crypto. It may not always align with the stock market and what it's doing. But, it'll be interesting to see the individual coins, like if a coin has something really big coming like the merge or the XRP case, we can have confidence that like it can actually move based on those events instead of, just waiting on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's boring.
Yeah.
So, well, Garrett, thank you so much for coming on the show. Definitely been really, really great. I love when you come on. Can't wait to see you in October. Really excited about that. Of course, if I survive my bear hunt, we'll see what happens. I may get mauled by a bear.
Yeah, buddy, be safe there, all right?
Yeah, my wife's 100% convinced I'm going to die. So she said she's going to sue everyone.
Did you take out that extra life insurance yet?
Maybe so. All right, Garrett. Well, thanks for coming on, and we will talk to you later.
Take care.
Thank you. All right, that was great. I love Gareth. Gareth is always good to come on. Gareth was definitely recognizing what was going on with the market, before most people. He was ready to call. He was ready to call the top, and we all thought it was still going to 100K. And he was telling people to be careful. Wish we would have listened a little bit more back then. Maybe I could have sold a little bit more at the top and not rode down to zero. As you guys know, it was a fun thing to do. We've all done it before, and I'm sure most of you guys wrote a lot of stuff down as well. Over the long term, things are going to be good. They're going to be bullish. But in the short term, it's hard over a cycle to hold through a bear market. But overall, it is always worth it. The numbers say, let me tell you what the numbers say. The numbers say, if you stay in crypto for 4 years, to this point, I can't speak about the future. To this point, if you have gotten in crypto and you stayed in crypto for 4 years or more, you will crush the market. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. To this point. Can't say going forward. Can't say I guarantee the next cycle. But if you stay in for 4 years or more, you have been guaranteed to crush it and make massive returns. The problem is people leave. This is why it's so important to listen to people like Gareth and people like myself. I'm going to say this, especially me. Think about how bullish I was. Think about how bullish moon boy I was in the last, bull cycle. The fact that I'm telling you it's still probably going down, that pains me to say that. I don't like that. I like it when things go up. I don't like it when things go down. When you see reversal and attitudes like that, you have to take it seriously. Why do we do this? Why do I not just come on here and tell you Bitcoin's going to go up for clicks? Because I could. Every video I could do could be Bitcoin to 0 or Bitcoin to $1 million. Every single video. And I would get way more views than we're getting right now. Why do I not do that? Because that's what causes capitulation. What causes people to leave is the false hope that things are moving up. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, you get rug pulled, not in a literal rug pull scam sense, but more like just the rug pulled out from under your feet. You were expecting prices to go up, and now all of a sudden you're down 50 more percent. And people can't stomach that. People have a hard time stomaching those losses. That's where the capitulation comes from. The false sense of security of where the prices are. And so look, maybe we don't make new lows. I've told you there's about a 20% chance, in my opinion, we've already seen the low. 20%. Most likely we're seeing more downside. Gareth is telling you more downside. Crypto Savvy's telling you it's going to 0. No, I'm just kidding. He's like going to 3,000. It's going to take 10 years. But, you got to listen to people like this that are trying to tell you, be prepared. You have to be prepared for this. Because I know it feels great when your portfolio is going up, especially if you've been dollar cost averaging in, and now all of a sudden it hit 17 and now it's bouncing up and it's heading back to 25. It feels good, but you can't get too emotionally invested in your portfolio. Can't get too emotionally invested in the belief that it's going up or down, because that is what will get you wrecked. I did not convert to Hinduism. I've seen that comment a lot. Guys, this is how I predict the price of Bitcoin right here, my third eye. It's ESPN. Or something. Okay. Now y'all see why I've been wearing the hat. Okay. All right. Let's move on here. Tik Talks.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do Tik Talks. Oh, man, I need to sound. Oh, pull me out. Pull me out. I'm too close. Boom. Okay. All right, let's go.
Please do not make this mistake in the bear market. I'm gonna read you a comment. I'm leaving the crypto market. This is pointless. I can't make money. A, if you're just in crypto to make money, you're probably not gonna make it. B, do not leave and then come back. You are going to be mad. Last bear market, when I stayed, worked at a Bitcoin ATM company, accumulated Bitcoin, took Bitcoin payments as rent, accumulating Bitcoin. I am happy I did that, right? If I left and then came back in 2021, I would have been pissed. Don't do the same thing. Do not leave and then come back. Just don't do that this bear market, and you're going to be happy a couple years from now. Please do.
God, these people with these Hindu comments, they keep on going. They just keep going. They keep going. Guys, I'm not going to say Hare Krishna. I'm not going to say it. Has Ben hit 300-pound bench press yet? Yeah, I have, but not right now. I've lost like 60 pounds now. So my max is down a little. I think I'm probably like 280 right now, but we're going to get it back up to 315. That's the goal. Mac and Cheesy, definitely follow Mac and Cheesy. Good friend of the channel. He comes on around the blockchain a lot. And how appropriate was that TikTok based off what we were just talking about? Exactly what we were just talking about. What a great segue. Guys, you leave, you come back, you lose. It's so interesting to watch the retail investor. The retail investor on average, they come in when prices are high and they leave when prices are low. If you can learn to do it the opposite way, you'll be a millionaire. Ben, what are your thoughts on AVAXs from Anonymous? Will it hit all-time high again, or is it time to capitulate? I have a bag from the last bull run that I wrote down. At this point, I would say, considering there is a chance that we've already bottomed, you don't want to sell here. You don't want to sell here. Something like AMP, like I would sell AMP. I actually advised somebody to do that the other day, not advised, but a friend of mine, because it's getting delisted from exchanges everywhere. It's getting delisted from Bybit, delisted from Binance. Could potentially be it's on the list of potential securities on Coinbase. So we like AMP. I think it's got a lot of use. I think it's really good. But something like that, where it's probably possibly getting delisted from Coinbase, as we've seen other exchanges do that, that would be something I would consider getting out of. Something that's got a lot of downside. Maybe any of those coins are on that possible securities list, something like that. Something like AVAX, I wouldn't sell at this point. It's just not worth it. If you do sell it and all of a sudden the price pumps, you're screwed. So at this point, you've wrote down far enough. I would just hold on. I would be more looking to DCA into it at lower prices, or maybe other coins, something like that. So, and what was the other super chat, by the way? Best way to take profit and buy back in when it dips on exchange or swap with FTX in the Ledger Live app. I mean, yeah, if you got a Ledger, use Ledger Live. So, yeah, that's the best way to do it is just buy and sell. It's pretty easy. Ben, what do you think about MetaMonkey AI? Have I ever met a monkey? I don't know if I have or not. Okay. I mean, I'm sure I've seen, you know what? There used to be a guy at the flea market that had this little monkey and he would play music and the monkey would dance here locally in Paulding County. That's where it was. All right, let's move on. Next one. I don't even know why I do this
After the case and XRP receives clarity, Ripple's going to IPO and become a bank. There's a strategic reason Ripple registered in Wyoming. So in Wyoming, you can register these type of banks. Efforts by banking regulators in some states, such as Wyoming, make it easier for such firms to obtain bank charter. Ripple is registered as a Wyoming business. This is why. This guy predicts that they're going to IPO, they're going to go public, and then they're going to become a bank, which is pretty insane. Bearable Bull is agreeing right there. I do agree as well. Absolutely going to happen. After the case.
Yeah. I mean, guys, this is the explosion point for XRP, in my opinion. Once this case is over, I believe we could see it go to, well, it depends on when it ends. Like, let's say case ends next year in April. Let's just say. That would be about halfway through an accumulation period. Price could be somewhere around where it is now, maybe 30 cents potentially, 40 cents, somewhere around that range. Once it gets announced that they're doing this IPO, it is going to go way up. This is what will start really Ripple and XRP moving into an insane direction to where it's able to recover all-time highs. After the case is over, I can see it going from 30 cents to $1.50 maybe. I can see that. Definitely over $1. I can see that. A 3 to 5x in a short period of time. Why? Because it'll get relisted everywhere and people can buy it again. And people now know that it's not going to be a security. Gives them confidence. But this IPO that Ripple is looking to do, this is what they got shoved in their back pocket waiting to pull out. And what I'd say is, look at what happened with Coinbase, right? Coinbase did the IPO. All of crypto was moving up. And then what happened? It plunged down. If Ripple is able to run this IPO in the beginning of a bull market instead of at the end of the bull market, I mean, really, you could say the Coinbase IPO was the literal peak of the market for sentiment, at least, in the retail investor, then there's no telling how high this Ripple IPO could go if they do it right and do it at the beginning of a bull run. And what effect would that have on the XRP price? I mean, like I said, I think we're going to see it reach the ranges we thought we were going to see it last time. We thought last time it would get to $10 to $12. I still think Cardano and XRP, I think $10 to $12 for the next cycle is, still very doable. That would be like about a 6x from the previous cycle high for XRP. And that would be like a 4x for Cardano, which makes sense. I think you're going to see more explosion out of XRP than almost any other coin. You can go down really far the list and find something 742 on CoinMarketCap that might 100x. But I definitely think XRP is going to be number one performer of the top coins of the next bull run. XRP, the ETH merge is going to be really big too. You're also going to have stuff with layer twos, with storage coins that are going to do really well. Metaverse, NFT stuff going to do really well. But I think the suppression of the last bull cycle for XRP will lead to massive gains in the next cycle. So people have made fun. People have made fun of XRP for a long time. They made fun of the Ripple community for a long time. The day is coming when we all get to sit and laugh at everybody else. So, all right, next one.
California, listen up. I've got an apartment for rent that's gonna go fast. This perfectly crafted wooden masterpiece comes complete with a pine needle ceiling. That's even better than popcorn ceiling. Get away from the noisy cities and all that traffic and move up into the mountains. Now let's talk price. This one-bedroom hut is going for only $2,800 a month. This is a steal for California. Just take a look at the inside interior. It is a masterpiece. As always, the pine cone out front is not included in rent and no pet.
Where do they come up with this stuff? Where do they come up with it? Why is this on my feed? I love it though. I love it. I think that's really great. Guys, have you seen the meme that's like, it's like where they're talking about all of the Airbnb stuff? Because Airbnb stuff has gotten insane. It's like, it's so expensive. You now have rules you have to follow. You got all this stuff you have to do to clean it, make sure it's clean when you leave and all this stuff. No parties after 10 p.m. or all, whatever. And people are getting tired of it. People are getting tired of Airbnb with all these restrictions. It gets more and more communist, I guess you could say, over time. And what's really interesting is, now there's this meme out there that's like, I've got this great idea for a business. It's like an Airbnb, but it's private. It's a private room. And you can actually call and book this room. There's no rules. You don't have to clean anything. You can't smoke inside. It's a hotel. It's a hotel, obviously. Hotels are the new Airbnb. So I love hotels. What is everybody's favorite hotel? That's what I want to know. What is your favorite hotel? When I was when I was younger, it was La Quinta. La Quinta. La Quinta. Y'all love La Quinta? That was where I used to stay when I worked for Home Depot all the time. I love La Quinta because I knew all the channels on the TV, and they were universal across the country. And then I took my wife to one, and she said, no, never again. I will not stay at La Quinta. I will not do it. So I like the W. The W is that's my fancy hotel. I like to say it. We love the W. We that's generally where I stay most places I go. So if I'm in a city and you want to come find me and stalk me, you can know that's probably where I'll be. But definitely interested in some other ones. I stayed at Ritz-Carlton in Toronto. It was a nice one. I've never stayed at Four Seasons. Anybody stayed at Four Seasons? Never stayed there. And in Las Vegas, I live at Venetian. That's where I always stay. My guy Dimitri, my host down there, love Dimitri. He's a boss. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on to inflation story here. Federal Reserve officials see inflation staying uncomfortably high. So, let's see here. Federal Reserve officials viewed their efforts to tame inflation as beginning to have an effect, according to the minutes of their meeting in July. But they also remain committed to further raising interest rates as prices stay too high for comfort. I think this is something to talk about, is that, we're talking about when are they going to end the rate hikes? When are they going to stop the rate hikes? But also, when eventually will they move them down? We're starting to see right now, the most likely what I believe we're going to see is we are going to see the rate hikes get smaller. Instead of just doing another 0.75 or another 1 and getting there, we're probably going to see 2 more 0.5s. And what would that put us at? Put us at 3.75%, I think. Is that where we're at right now? Is we're at 2.75? Does anybody know? I have to look it up every time because I can never remember. Let me look it up real quick. Let's see. FOMC meetings. Go to the Wikipedia. Where's the wiki? The wiki is good because it lists it really, really nice. Okay, here we go. History of actions. Come down. Where are we at right now? We're at 2.5%. So if we did 2 more 0.5%, Jay Harris, get out of my face with that. Get my face with that. Stop. I'm pissed now. Guys, I took the hat off for you guys today. Somebody said it was distracting. So I took the hat off. Now you see what's more distracting. My third eye. Dang it. Good thing I'm not in high school and I don't care that much. Okay. Okay. So right now we're at 2.5% for the discount rate. I think we're going to see this go to 3.5% at least, maybe 4%. Maybe we see 3 more 0.5% raises. Let's see. When is the rest of the meetings though? When do they have the rest of the meetings?
I think there's one on the.
Let's see if they have it listed here. Let's see. When are the FOMC meetings? 2022 meeting here it is. Meeting calendar. See how many we have left. So we have. Okay. So here we go. Okay. This is perfect here. This is perfect. Okay. We've got one in September. Now we are going to get the CPI numbers. Okay. Hear me out. I'm going to give you a very, very strict prediction of what I think that we're going to see. Classic Illuminati third eye stuff. Yeah, I'm in the freaking Illuminati of deep state because I got a deep pimple. My God. This is not the worst pimple ever on YouTube, by the way. There are worse ones. Okay, here's what I see happening. I think we get the CPI numbers back. I think CPI numbers come back elevated. I think we see 8.6%, maybe 8.7%. Just barely raised, okay? Then we get 75 BIP raise in September. November, we get a 0.5 raise. December, they announced no more raises. We will be at 4% at that point, right? 75.25, 2.5, 0.5, 0.75. No. We'll be at 3.5%, I guess, at that point. 3.5, 3.75%. That's what I think we're going to see. We're going to see it go to 3.75%. A lot of people were thinking we would see 4%. Makes sense. 3.75 will be very, very high. And then December, we get the announcement of no more rate hikes. They're going to leave it be for a while. Next year, towards the end of the year, maybe beginning of 2024, some kind of black swan event, all of a sudden they start moving it down. We'll see the return of quantitative easing over the next few months or over the beginning of next year, and we'll see what happens. That is generally the timeline, I think. I was going to say, Ben's face has printed a red dot. You mother chucker.
Somebody
Golly.
said blood diamond.
A blood diamond. A blood diamond, really? Yeah. Can I get a single freaking comment over there that's not about my freaking pimple between my eyes? I was looking tall. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm a sleeper agent. I hate all of you so much right now. But guess what? I'm still willing to come out here and help you, even though I hate you. Obviously, y'all hate me. Okay. In a news conference after his July meeting, Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, characterized the 3/4 point increase as unusually large. Jerome Powell loves unusually large things, and said the decision on whether to continue them would depend on incoming economic data. Exactly what I'm talking about. Watch for the I can't concentrate while he's commenting about my pimples over here.
Chat's going nuts right
Chat is
now.
going insane. A death cross? My God. Somebody go get. All right, boys. Let's go. I got the Carreras on. Let's go. Claudio Rinaldi says, I saw you add OP to your portfolio. Why are you bullish with this, guys? Please advise why the change on adding 5% of your 25K portfolio. Yeah, we added OP. It hasn't done great. Hasn't done great. Things to the top. And guys, sometimes you make a move. Sometimes you make a move and it doesn't work out. And then you don't want to get yourself in a worse position, so it's just better to hold it. So that's probably what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at it tomorrow. And I think it'll be a good lesson to talk about, what's going on. Way cooler with the shades. You think a sniper is out for me? You mother just a sniper? A sniper, really? Big Hands Dan says, Ben's love is why I stay. Well, thank you so much. I know I said I hated you all earlier, but it wasn't true. Go back to, where's the Quantum Super Chats? That guy, the 1399 one. I saw your super chat earlier that was about the 200-day moving average. Frank, do you want to explain what 200-day moving average is real quick?
Yeah, so...
Or I guess you explain 200-day and the 200-week because they're different.
Yeah, so let me just take my camera here. So for the moving averages, essentially, and if you want to learn more in detail, I have a tutorial video just kind of explaining moving averages on my channel. But basically, a moving average is a dynamic support and resistance level. So essentially, as price moves, the line will move. So that's why you see these lines moving up and down. And essentially, what it does is it's really a 200 period moving average. But when you're looking at it on the daily chart, they call it the 200-day moving average. And what it does is it takes the previous 200 candles of whatever time frame you're looking at and averages it together. And then with an EMA or an exponential moving average, it responds to price a little bit quicker because it adds weight to the most recent candles, making the moving average react quicker to price. So long story short, it's essentially a dynamic level of support and resistance. When you're below it, it's resistance. When you're above it, it's support. And there you go. That's kind of how it works. If you want to learn more, check out my channel. I have a video about it.
Yeah. Great job. And the Quantum Crypto also asked, he has 55K in the portfolio. Should he stack up some stables and just keep building positions? Both. I think both. We're doing both right now. And guys, I cannot lower my glasses again. If I do, my Cyclops rays will come out. Several good comments over here. They said that they didn't know they made sunglasses for 3 eyes. So that was good. And then someone else also said that Gary Gensler sent the hit squad. That's what that. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Okay. Some investors and policymakers were likely to ease the pace of rate increases, especially after the government reported inflation had slowed more in July. The data released since the July meeting has sent conflicting signals. Consumer prices were roughly flat in July. Year on pace of inflation cooled. Housing market has slowed sharply, suggesting that higher borrowing costs are beginning to take a toll. We talked a little bit about yesterday on Polka Dot. Yeah, that's real funny. We talked yesterday on Around the Blockchain about the I'm just gonna take them off. This looks ridiculous. About the unemployment numbers that came back. Great. We love the unemployment numbers coming out. Great. That's horrible. The better the unemployment numbers are right now, the worse that it's going to be once the recession starts cascading, having a ripple effect across industries all over the world. Because what's going to happen? The same thing we're seeing with the housing market. All of these houses were built, more houses than we've ever built before, and now nobody can afford them. Now, no one can afford the down payments because the interest rates are so high. The people that are the big winners, if you got 2% or less on your mortgage, you crushed it. But going forward, it's going to be hard to get anything close to that. And so what we're going to see is we're going to see all these houses with nobody to buy them. Same thing with unemployment. We got all these jobs that were created, and now companies are about to start laying people. We've already been seeing the layoffs everywhere, right? People have been laying off people everywhere. So that's going to continue. And as that continues, we are going to see, people get crushed and jobs not be able to, a lot of these jobs are going to be unfilled. And you're going to be asked to do more as a worker. The days of you being able to work remote and bounce jobs every 2 months and get a $20,000 per year raise, over. That is over. Breaking news, Gary Gensler declares Pimple Coin is now a security. Guys, this is just too much for me. I XRP Pimple Commander. I'm finally growing. What are you talking about? Okay. All right. This has been 80% pimple, 20% crypto today. People would say that's my face. 80% pimple, 20% rest. Russian ruble leaps to more than 2-week high past 60 versus dollar. So, the Russian ruble surging against the dollar. Obviously, this has a decent amount to do with, what's going on with the oil wars, if you will. All right. Fed governor touts Fednow as alternative to CBDC. So this is interesting here. The U.S. Federal Reserve is considering a payment system that could reduce the need for a central bank digital currency. Now, let me tell you what is going on here with this. That's quite interesting to me, okay? I believe that in the next 20 years, we are going to get a universal world currency that will be a CBDC, okay? Now, there is a chance that it could be the federal dollar, the digital dollar. But overall, what we're going to see is we're going to see a time period where you have China, United States, Russia, European Union, where they're all going to have their own stablecoin. But at some point, they're going to realize, wait, if we're all using the same blockchain for this, right? Let's say they're using, Quorum, private blockchain for Ethereum, something like that. I think that would be possible to do a CBDC on. Let's say we're using that. And all of a sudden, all these people are going to be like, why are we can just send all this money back and forth very easily. Why do we need different currencies? We move towards a one world currency. If you go back to the 80s, you read the Economist magazine, right? The one that's got the big phoenix on the front. It talks about the one world currency. It's coming. We already live in a digital borderless society. There's no borders on the economy anymore in the world thanks to the internet. And blockchain is going to add another layer to that. So what we could be seeing here is maybe the U.S. doesn't move to a digital dollar. Maybe they do the Fednow, is they wait and maybe try to eventually roll out the CBDC as the one world currency instead of just for the United States, something to check out. Though Bowman's initial comments imply that Fednow reduces the need for CBDC, the two efforts could be complementary. Bowman added that the Federal Reserve is considering whether CBDC might fit into the future U.S. money and payments landscape, even as it assesses the benefits of Fednow. Federal Reserve has long been at the center of CBDC development and crypto regulations. Earlier this year, the government agency delivered a report on CBDCs that weighed the costs and benefits of such an asset. What does this mean? This is the dumbest sentence I ever read. The Federal Reserve has long been, how long is the Federal Reserve? I want to know. Has long been at the center of CBDC development. Nobody knew what this was 2 years ago. What are you talking about? Like, what in the world are you talking about when you say they've been at the center of CBDC development for so long? It's not true. That's false. First thing we ever heard them say about a digital dollar would have been Jerome Powell in October of 2020 saying that, hey, total opposite of what this says here. Hey, actually, we are thinking about digital dollar, but like, hey, if you're like in the public sector if you're in the private sector, like, could you help us? We don't know what we're doing. That's literally what he said. Almost verbatim. Okay, almost verbatim talking about the private sector, private businesses being able to produce a CBDC, which supports USDC becoming the digital dollar, which I do believe we'll ultimately see. Fednow, this is an alternative. I don't see this happening. I do think we see the digital dollar ultimately, become, or USDC become the digital dollar, backed by Circle, backed by Goldman Sachs, the whole 9 yards. And what crypto regulations has the Fed been around? But this is, to me, is just a really crazy sentence that doesn't make any sense. But I digress. What? I'm not reading that. I'm sorry. I'm not reading it out loud. Vince Pimple is a new logo for Around the Blockchain. I read it. There you go. You happy? CBDC's only solution is smooth continuation of the monetary system, ECB. Now, this is interesting because I've told you guys I believe this is the only way that the America saves the dollar, becoming the world reserve currency or staying the world reserve currency, is through a CBDC. European Central Bank says the introduction of digital cash in the form of central bank digital currencies appears to be the only solution that will guarantee a smooth continuation of the current monetary system. What a turn of events here. I'm not saying that. After an examination of the process, the paper introduces motives for the creation of a CBDC and the thorny privacy issues related to it. I love when they're nice and thorny. The paper also dismisses concerns CBDCs could cause shrinkage. Wow. Of the credit supply. I'm getting concerned. Noted claims the CBDCs could be a potentially disruptive force were unfounded. Privacy was identified as an area where more research is needed. Yeah, okay. Imagine this. European Central Bank. I tell you what. Yeah, this crypto is a little private. We might need to check that out. Like, can you imagine? That's what they're doing. We're going to check out the privacy. We're a little concerned about privacy. No, they're concerned about making sure you got a lack of privacy. That's what it's about. It's funny how they make it twisted sound like, oh, yeah, we want people to have privacy. They want you to have zero privacy. They want you to own nothing. And they want you to be happy about it. Okay, let's see here. Ethereum decentralization. Let's check out Ethereum. Decentralization at great risk as Amazon hosts 52% of all nodes at data centers. You know, this is very interesting. I did have a conversation with somebody about this very recently about the centralization of crypto, because there's this idea it's decentralized and it's not. Crypto is not decentralized. There's no such thing as decentralization. It's a continuum. We talk about this all the time. Centralization over here, decentralization over here, and everything's going to fall somewhere on that line, basically, between the two. So Amazon hosts over 52% of all the nodes. Now, what does that mean? Amazon Web Services, what that means is that through AWS, 52% of the Ethereum nodes get their connection. So what happened if Amazon goes down, right? Amazon could basically shut down AWS overnight, which they wouldn't do this. They have no motivation to do it, but technically they could do it. I swear this is Nick Diamandi. I think this is Nick Diamandi.
It's gotta be.
Nick Diamandi is super chatting, creating different names, super chatting to make fun of my pimple. I'm not doing the show tomorrow. Somebody else gonna have to do the show. I'm not doing the show tomorrow. I'm sorry. So maybe I should put some foundation on. Maybe put some makeup on. Okay. So basically there is a level of centralization. We're not there yet. Now, here's something to think about. We also, Frankie's not zooming in on this yet. Thank you. What we have here when it comes to domain name services, right? Or web hosting, there are some projects out there. I think one is called Sentinel, if I remember correctly. There are some projects out there that do decentralized web hosting, that does decentralized name servers, like obviously Unstoppable Domains. You can get your DNS there. We should have a link for that. We should promote that sometimes because it's something we've never really promoted that much, but a lot of people love to go and get their URLs there. So that could be a way where we could decentralize some of this. Over time, crypto will get more decentralized, but we will never see 100% decentralization. There's Nick Diamandi again. It's not a pimple, it's just Braille. Oh, let me see what it says. F you. Thank you. Sorry. Family friendly, guys. Family friendly. Okay. Vitalik cheers Ethereum community push back over harsh Canadian crypto rules. And here we go. This is fun stuff right here. Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin commended community members for speaking out against new Canadian rules limiting crypto buys. Now, this is crazy. Did you hear about this rule? This what's going on in Canada?
No.
Right? Okay. 100% impressed that you're able to read the news and the comments at the same time. I got skills, guys.
It is impressive.
Hey, it's amazing how much you can read when you have 3 eyes. Okay. This is going to go down as one of the greatest shows in history. TJ missed it. Okay, so the rule in Canada is when it comes to Bitcoin, Ethereum, you can put as much money as you want into it. But any other coin, all other coins combined, you're only allowed to invest $30,000 total. How insane is that?
That's crazy.
How insane is that? That is nuts. Justin Trudeau is off his rocker. When does that guy get out of office? Please, for the love of the Lord. Nick Demondi again. Your pimple can do the show. Thank you. Just be the pimple up here. That's what you should do. This just in. Ben steps down as host of Big Boy Crypto. Oh my gosh. Y'all are too much today. So David Hoffman here had this comment. You buy $20,000 of Solana, a restricted crypto. You've now used $20,000 of your $30,000 annual limit. If you want to purchase more crypto, you're limited to buy a maximum of $10,000. Wow. Vitalik commented to this. He said, I'm printing a stress diamond. Glad to see Ethereum people pushing against regulations that privilege ETH over other legitimate cryptos. I've not dug into the details of what specifically is going on and what extent it's a government thing versus compliance decision of one business, but either way. So that's basically what they are, what they're trying to do. This is Canadian exchanges BitBuy and Newton are imposing $30,000 buy limits. So is this from the Canadian government? This is probably where they're getting the push to do that from. What did that say? That say I look like the Celsius logo. What's more, Dixon pointed out, Simon Dixon pointed out, the rules exclude certain tokens, create a two-tier system, in effect picking winners and losers. So that's true, actually. I mean, you got to think about this. If the government is saying, you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only ones you can invest a lot of money into, that's going to separate them from the rest of the market by a considerable margin. Now, thank God that when it comes to, to crypto, Canada doesn't rule stuff, obviously. But very interesting things. I smashed the pop button. Yeah, it is amazing to me how many comments are about this pimple. And you know when it started? When I referenced it. When I said something about it. I read one, and now it's been, guys, do y'all care about me as a person? What? All that I do for you? Me as a person. I'm not a robot. I have feelings and 3 eyes. What are your thoughts on Volt in you? Nothing. Anything that says in you, I'm not a fan. Oh, yeah. Look, it is Nick Demondi. Nick Demondi came in and said, it's not me. It's not Nick Demondi. Okay, Nick. Okay, Nick. You would never, you son of a snitch. Do you see the timing? Look, it was right in between super chats. Right in between. I'm watching you, Nick. I'm watching you, Nick. Okay. All right. I don't even know why we're doing the show today. Pop, it's like it's hot. He just posted that and came in here. He was waiting on his phone. Ethereum's Vitality Buterin riles up XRP community. So here we go. Let's go right here. XRP community. Throw the X up. We're not even the XRP chat yet. The section. But here we go. XRP community. Let's represent right here. In recent tweets, Vitality Buterin claims that XRP, the 6th biggest crypto, lost its right to protection after Ripple attempted to throw Ethereum under the bus as China controlled. Back in December of 2020, Buterin slammed Ripple for sinking to new levels of strangeness by attempting to label Bitcoin and Ethereum as China controlled, just because the country accounted for the majority of global hash rate. Now, look, guys, that's a legitimate argument. I mean, that's a legitimate argument. If you are XRP and you are Ripple Labs and the government is trying to come after you, saying you're centralized and that, you did a illegal token sale and all this stuff, yada, 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 and you're looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're saying, Bitcoin, now in 2020, this was true. It's not true today, but 60% of the hash rate was in China. 60%. Now, I don't know the Ethereum numbers. I mean, I would assume that most of your Bitcoin miners or most of your Ethereum miners are also Bitcoin miners. So I don't know what the number was for Ethereum, but I think it's a legitimate argument. Look, XRP has been fighting for its life for years now. Well, you're going to say, don't use that argument? Doesn't make sense. I mean, you're going to throw the book at it. You're going to do every single thing you can to try to defend yourselves. So I've got no problem with XRP saying that. That's something I've talked about a lot when it comes to Bitcoin specifically. Then we got, you want to talk about a superhero. David Schwartz. Look at this guy. I mean, I like David Schwartz. Is he not like the most prototypical looking crypto person you can imagine? Can you imagine anyone more like prototypical of a crypto company CTO than David Schwartz? Look at that lion's mane. Look at that. This guy hasn't had a haircut since he was 12. Okay. Ripple CTO lashes back at Vitality Buterin for his dig on XRP. David Schwartz, the chief technical officer of Ripple, didn't take Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin's dig on XRP very kindly. A discussion that started around the recent $30,000 limit imposed by the Ontario Crypto Exchange on altcoins purchases, barring Ether, except for Ether, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. It's so amazing that Litecoin still just gets put up in the same breadth of Bitcoin and Ethereum and Bitcoin Cash. Why is it? Bitcoin Cash is a failed project at this point, guys. Where is Bitcoin Cash in the rankings here. Golly, you know, it used to be like top 5 coin forever. Number 30. Wow, number 30. This is a top 5 coin ever since it came out for a long time. And now it's, you know, fallen very, very far. It's basically, you know, not really a valid project anymore these days. So we already talked about that there. Schwartz concluded his tweet with a question to Buterin asking him whether the security debate should be settled by the government or the market. He said, do you think this debate should be settled by the government or the market, Vital Buterin? This quotation wasn't pulled from some attempt by Ripple to get the government to regulate ETH, was it? So basically, like what David Schwartz is saying here, and I agree 100%, which also I think is very interesting. His Twitter username is Joel Katz. Do you see that? You see it here on the screen? On the screen, on the screen, on the screen. David Schwartz, Joel Katz. Joel Katz was a character from, I think, a Comedy Central cartoon about a psychologist or a counselor. I don't know if you guys remember that show. But the point is this, is that what he's saying is, look, when we were making that argument as Ripple, we weren't telling the government, hey, Bitcoin and Ethereum are, you know, they have hash rate over there in China, so you need to regulate them. No. They were simply using that as to point out that, hey, you should be looking at us differently. You should be looking at us the same way you're looking at them. We all have our own issues. We all have our own problems. We should be free from this over-regulatory standpoint you're taking against us. It's not the opposite. They're not saying, hey, if you're going to come down on us, you better make sure you're coming down on them. Yeah, that's what Vitalik is doing here. So I really got to say, I don't think, I made this tweet here on, what is the site where you make the tweets?
I think is it Twitter?
Twitter, I think. It's Twitter.
Tweeting on Twitter.
Tweeting on Twitter. You guys come down here and you look. I'm glad ETH and XRP are fighting. It's really good for people in crypto to see us all. It's supposed to say fight. That's a typo. It's supposed to see us fight all the time. Reflects very well. Guys, it doesn't look good in our communities when we have all this tribalism. Do you know how stupid we look to the normal person? Because if you're in crypto, you're not normal. So to the average person out there that's not in crypto, do you know how stupid we look when we have 2 of the top 5 coins arguing and fighting back and forth like this, the leaders of those coins? Do you see that in any other industry? Do you see the CEO of Activision and the CEO of Blizzard? I guess those are still 2 valid gaming companies. You see them talking smack to each other and trying to make sure that the government regulates one of them? Do you see, did you see, you know, well, maybe this is a bad example. You know, Steve Jobs and Bill Gates going after each other, but we did see the great Apple ad campaign that was, you know, the Apple versus the PC. Do you guys remember that? And had the guy with the suit was the PC guy. I love those. Those were actually really good. But they were poking fun. They weren't saying, government, come make sure this coin doesn't get sold, or people, you know, come down and say they're illegal. It's not that, right? You don't see this in other industries. You don't see this in, you don't even see this in sports for the most part. You don't see owners of teams coming out and talking smack about, you know, the owner of the other team, maybe about the rivalry they talk about, but they don't say, you know, outside of everybody saying Bill Belichick's a cheater, you know, outside of that, you don't see them going at each other like this. It's bad for crypto. And if we really want adoption, we have to grow. You know, we have to grow. We have to mature. We have to move forward. And we all have to do it together. It's not about, thank you for that super chat, by the way, Ciara. It's not about going head to head with each other. I don't know why we do this. It doesn't make sense to me. I got a Ripple bag, XRP bag. I got an ETH bag. I got a Cardano bag. I got a lot of bags. I don't choose one over the other and say this is the only. That's the maxi mentality. And the maxi mentality for Bitcoin has led to some of the most toxic stuff that we've seen in this entire space, where you literally have people, Bitcoin people, going on TV begging regulators to destroy altcoins. And you know what they're saying really when they do that? They're saying the people that invested in these coins are idiots, take all their money. That's what they're saying. That's what the Bitcoin maximalists are saying. They come out and they say, you know, we need to make sure that we, you know, ETH is a security. You got to call it security. They're not going after ETH. They're going after you. This is the same thing the SEC does to us. They say, you do not deserve to be able to make decisions on your own. We, the people for Bitcoin, we know we're the only way. We're the only one that works, right? That's nonsensical. And we shouldn't be taking that standpoint with Ethereum. You shouldn't be taking that standpoint with XRP. You shouldn't be taking that standpoint with Cardano. You shouldn't be taking that standpoint with anything, People are free to make their own decisions. And the fact that the Bitcoin maximalists, like I said before, I've said this many times, they become the very thing they set out to delete. They have become the overarching, controlling, insane, alt, not alt right or alt left, just alt people in the space. That they're so toxic that all they can do is try to lift their own selves up. The SEC does the same thing, guys. You're an idiot. You are an idiot. You can't make your own financial decisions. We have to step in and help you because you are not capable of making decisions. We've got to get rid of this attitude that we're against each other. We're not against each other. And you know what? The day that Ripple got served the SEC lawsuit letter, I thought Ripple was done. I really did at the beginning. And I was against Ripple at that point. I was against XRP at that point. But it reminded me that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. The SEC is the enemy. The SEC is the most corrupt organization in the history of the United States. I won't say the world. The Roman Catholic Church was pretty bad at one point. There's some other ones as well. But the fact is, the SEC is the most corrupt organization. And if they're going after a coin, that should be a sign that that coin's doing right stuff. It's not the opposite. So we need to remember that we're all in this together. Moving crypto forward is the most important thing. It's not about celebrating ourselves for making the right decision of what one coin we love. It's about moving everything forward. And we got to learn how to do that together in order to get to a place of adoption. When people come in here, and this is your first time watching, and you see all these people, these coins fighting, the CEOs, the founders fighting, the CTOs, it's silly. And these are not even really philosophical arguments they're making. They're really just pointing at each other and saying, you're wrong. That's not what we need. We need to remember we're in this together and we got to move forward. So speaking of move forward, I'm going to move forward with the show. Thank you. Okay. We got Uncle Brian. People love Uncle Brian. We'd rather stop staking than censor Ethereum, Coinbase CEO. And I got to call out my guy, Uncle Brian here. Maybe I'll have this conversation with him at Thanksgiving this year. Really looking forward to, the cool thing is that, sometimes I'm not sure what's going on the football game on Thanksgiving. And if I just catch the right angle, I can actually see the game off of Uncle Brian's head. So it's really cool. You see it reflected in his head sometimes. But he said this. I don't believe this is true at all. I don't believe what Brian Armstrong said here is true at all. He says that he chimed in on ongoing debate surrounding Ethereum's ability to remain censorship resistant under proof of stake. Then this guy made this poll. He basically said, if regulators ask you to censor, or didn't, not a poll, but he asked this question to all these different, exchanges on Twitter and staking places on Twitter. If regulators ask you to censor at the Ethereum protocol level with your validators, would you A, comply and censor at protocol level, B, shut down the staking service and preserve network integrity? This is where Brian Armstrong, Uncle Brian, said, it's a hypothetical we hopefully won't actually face, but if we go with B, but if we did, we go with B, I think. Got to focus on the bigger picture. There may be some better option, C, or a legal challenge as well, help us reach a better outcome. Actually, I thought he said A. Actually, no, this is what I think they would do. Never mind. I thought he actually said the opposite. I forgot. He did actually say go with B here. Yeah, shut down the staking service and preserve network activity. Actually, no. Actually, no, that's not true either. The point he's saying here is, let me just make this point on Brian Armstrong. He's going to do whatever the government tells him to. He's already shown that. They've shown that. Whatever the government tells him to do, if the government tells them to keep it running but censor at the validator level, they would do that. They're going to go with whatever the government says. Brian Armstrong's involved in the government. He's had meetings with the SEC. They're working together in a lot of ways. I know it seems like the SEC is going after Coinbase. I think a lot of it is smoke and mirrors. Definitely, potentially, there is some bad blood between some of that. But Brian Armstrong has shown he will do whatever it takes to stay viable, to stay relevant. And, I think they would do whatever. If the government asked him to censor, they would censor. If they have the option to just shut it down instead of doing the censorship, then yeah, he would probably do that. A legal challenge could be something that he could do, but he's shown time and time again he's going to do whatever the government says. And look, do you blame him? I mean, it's hard because from a philosophical level, you say, oh, of course, we don't want that. We don't want, Coinbase working with the government for censorship. But what choice do they have? I mean, Jesse Powell said the same thing. He said, look, if they come and tell us to shut down, we'll shut down. Like, what do we do? What is the option? Run an illegal business in the United States? Move off the country. The largest pimple in the interwebs. That's the last comment I'm making on the pimple. What was that super chat? Don't worry about the trolls, BitBoy. You're doing a great job. XRP, ABT, ArcBlock, ADA, ETH, Hyperledger all contributed highly to the crypto space. I don't know anything about ABT or ArcBlock, but the other ones I would definitely agree with. Let's see here. Moving on to the Phantom wallet. Well, we have this. Coinbase has a serious insider trading problem. Study claims. Johnny, let's cover this. Let's cover this story tonight on Around the Blockchain. Got it? Yeah, well, I think this would be good. Let's talk about this insider trading. I got a lot of stuff to say about insider trading. And I think it is true. I think it is rampant in the exchange world. It is rampant in the NFT world. That's why this NFT project that we are, major advisor and investor in, that will be coming out pretty soon by the end of this year. This is why, committed to, look, people that work there are not going to be able to trade NFTs. That's going to be part of it. We're not getting involved in any of this insider trading. It's not going to be happening because we're going to have policies against it. Meanwhile, how do you think these founders of OpenSea got so rich? You don't think? I'm just asking a question. How do you think? How do you think? The people at Coinbase, how do you think they all got so rich? Just a question. I can't speculate. DSP says he has 3 hot wallets on a spare phone in a secured folder. It's always turned off. Would you consider this safe? Sounds relatively safe, I think. Depends on what the hot wallets are and if they have backdoors. If there's a hot wallet with a private key exposed, just like we saw with the Slope wallet, then it would still be at risk whether it was on or not, I believe. But hopefully, it's better secured than that. Solana-based Phantom Wallet introduces the burn NFTs mechanism to help users remove spam NFTs. I'm not going to get too deep on this. Basically, you can get NFTs sent to your wallets, and we can get tokens sent to your Ethereum address that you didn't ask for. And this is now going to introduce a burn function to where you can get rid of them. So that is pretty cool. Meta's metaverse play ridiculed online. This would be fun to talk about. Don't really have time. We're running out of time here. But this picture right here. If you are Mark Zuckerberg, do you realize how this makes you look, you think? What do you think, Frank?
It kind of looks like him. I mean, it's a pretty accurate picture.
I mean, does he have eyeshadow on or what? Like those green eyes. Does he realize that he looks like the he looks like the Stonks meme?
Yo, my God.
He's this Mark Zuckerberg is the Stonks meme. He doesn't even know it. That's how clueless. He's too busy smoking meats. He has no idea. I can't believe there's not a little grill behind him. I'd love to get in more on that. 3 reasons to watch XRP price closely. Its performance and may surprise you. Last 20 days of trade. Make sure to throw the X up. We already talked a lot about XRP, a lot about ETH, so we're going to go kind of short on this. We've already kind of done our XRP talk here. How much will the BitBoy XRP NFT be? I got to get ready. How much do you think it's going to be? What's the number we love here on the channel when it comes to XRP? What's the number? What's the number? Somebody put it in the chat. Y'all know the number. And it's going to be totally worth it, by the way, when you find out what we're doing. So, but anyways, when we're looking at the price here, there's 3 different things to look at. The historical importance of low volatility, where we've had low volatility for a while. Low volatility in crypto always means high volatility is coming soon. When you have a prolonged period. Ripple's success in court, they've been crushing it against the SEC, as you guys know. The SEC or the success of Ripple still affects the performance of the coin positively when it comes to the judge's rulings. Yeah, there we go. Hey, y'all got it. I see y'all. Y'all are my people. Y'all know what the number is. I ain't got to say it. That's how good y'all are. XRP has already reached the bottom. I don't know if XRP has reached the bottom for sure. When's Andrew Tate going to be on the show? Somebody reach out to Andrew Tate. Let's get him on the show. Do you know him personally, Aaron? Oh, you don't? Aaron doesn't know anybody. That was a joke. Andrew, hey, he's popular now. People love him, don't they?
He was on with Pomp.
He was on with Pomp?
Yeah.
Are you anything like Andrew Tate? You're a man's man. Andrew Tate's he's a man's man, right? He's an alpha male, right?
You drink sparkling water.
I don't drink sparkling water. I like American water. That's it. I don't do sparkling water. I go to a restaurant, they say, would you like this water? Give me the American water. That's what I want. Pumping through my veins. Red, white, and blue water. What I love. Red, white, blue. Because I'm depressed, see? Because y'all make fun of my pimple. All right, let's just do a couple questions. We got to run.
Okay.
I got ballroom dancing after this.
Oh, nice. So we only have a couple here. But the first one is from the days of old. And they say, Ben, how can I get tickets to your event in London? Is there a promo code, please?
We are just having conversations with them on that. So I am going to be doing a keynote. I can't even remember the name of the conference offhand here, but it's November 9th and 10th, I believe. So we'll be doing more about that. I've got Rare Bloom is the meetup we're doing next in Colorado. So I'm going to Dubai. I'll be gone for a week. So I'm leaving the night of the 7th, which is a Friday night, and I won't be back until the following Sunday. I'll be in Dubai from the 7th to the 13th. Then we'll be in Denver from the 14th to the 16th for the Rare Bloom conference. So really excited about that. And we will be, doing a lot of content while we're out there. I'll be doing a keynote, talking with Charles Hoskinson, working with IOG on that for the Cardano community. Really excited. So we're doing a meetup there for people that have a ticket to the conference. Not sure. I don't know if we'll be able to do anything outside of that. So that's our next focus. And after that, then we'll be moving on to talk about London. I mean, we got to do a London meetup, right? Right? We got to have a UK meetup. We love people from London. We love UK. We love football. Hey, you know where we should have the event? On the pitch. Let's go have the event on the pitch. Maybe I can challenge Coin Bureau to a shootout, soccer shootout. See if he can win. I don't know. I guess it just depends on how it all gets scripted. Okay. Just showing my love for the show. Thanks, Ben and Frank. You guys make my day when you're both together. That's from College World. Thank you for super chat. They were all super chats. Had a lot of great super chats today. Great show today. Really had a good time. I really think that the secret to the show going forward is me having a grotesque face. All right. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.